Hi guys, you're tuned into Social Ketchup and we're on Ketchup Talks with Saransh Goila. He's the creator of the delicious Goila's Butter Chicken and we're sure you've had it too. We're big fans. So
thank you so much, Priyanka, and thank you for having me over. And I am very happy to hear that you find a butter chicken tasty and delicious.
It is. I'm pretty sure a lot of people come up to you and say that, but how did it all begin? How did the love for food begin?
I think it started when I was 12 years old. I got a lot of inspiration from my grandfather, which is almost 20 years back now. And in that time, it was unusual to see men cooking in the kitchen. Because it was still a very stereotypical thing where you would imagine women cooking in a household kitchen. So I think his passion for food kind of made me curious, and I was like, why is my grandpa in the kitchen? Where's mom? Where's grandma? Why is he cooking? And I started venturing into the kitchen with him. He was also a diehard fan of food shows. He used to watch Chef Sanjeev Kapoor's Khana Khazana every afternoon. I started maintaining a recipe, a logbook, while watching those shows with him. And then I would trouble my mother to help me with the prep, to help me with ingredients. And my family was very encouraging. They never said a no. They were okay with the fact that other kids were playing cricket and I was making rotis in the kitchen. So that's how I kind of ventured out into the business of food, to say so.
So you're, as we know, a successful entrepreneur today. Was that always the dream? Did you always want to establish like so many outlets? You recently opened one. So was that the dream?
My dream as a food person or a chef was that I wanted to create content. And I'm somebody who's traveled a lot of India. I've traveled to small corners of our country and I've realized there is so much diversity that exists in this country, and I think the one thing that gets us together is food. So I think my long-term goal was to make food shows, was to make food content, was to educate the world about true Indian food. And that's how my journey started. But from my pop-ups that I used to do to showcase my skill as a chef to people, one dish that got picked up was butter chicken.
The legendary
butter chicken. And I was very shocked because it's like, and I'm from Delhi, so butter chicken is such a staple dish. I'm like, we get it everywhere. And why would people still choose to pick this version of my recipe for butter chicken? And it was something, as I said, it chose me. I had moved to Mumbai in 2013 and I used to do these pop-ups where I would invite people I wanted to be friends with, influencers, Twitter, Facebook, people whom I knew but had never met. So it was like one of those conversational nights where people would come over, I would cook some food for them, and butter chicken would stand out by default. And in fact, that hashtag Goila Butter Chicken was created by two of my friends who were first my Twitter friends. And that is how this brand was born.
Long live Twitter.
Long live Twitter, And that translated into me becoming an entrepreneur. It was not the direction that was planned. It is something that kind of it just entered my life seamlessly, kind of integrated with the product. And when I stuck to the hashtag basically, and I thought that personal touch as an entrepreneur in today's time is the key.
What was that one moment in your life that you thought, I've made it?
I think it was the first show that I did, which a lot of people have not seen. They don't know about it because the digital revolution hadn't happened back then. I was still a TV person, and I think it was watched by a different audience altogether. But Chef Sanjeev Kapoor and Madhuri Dixit had done a reality show called Maha Challenge. This was like the Indian version of MasterChef. This was 2011, and at that time, this industry was still very nascent, where we knew of one or two celebrated or TV chefs, to say so. And this industry of MasterChef Australia, MasterChef India had just started back then. So Maha Challenge was Chef Sanjeev's version
Yeah.
of MasterChef, and I was the winner of that show.
Yeah.
And on that show, I realized I was 24 years old then, and I realized that I had this skill set, which was to take Indian food and modernize it. And modernization of Indian food is not just dry ice and smoke coming out of
Yeah.
food. It's actually evolution of recipes for our time, which fits into this today's day and age for the
Yeah.
millennial audience. And I realized that on the show, and for me, that was a turning point as a chef and in my career, of course.
Oh, and I think I remember watching this show, and it must have been a great platform. Yeah, I mean, for someone who loves food to come up.
I absolutely agree. I am from Pitampura in Delhi, like the remotest part of Delhi.
Yeah.
And for people who come out of small places, even in a big city, you're still a small fish,
Yeah.
technically, right? And what I have seen is that if you have a certain kind of dream, if you have an idea that you want to pursue or you want to nurture,
Yeah.
I think I have realized that it is possible. And it was a big moment for me and my family to be able to, like, my dad was like, oh, you met Madhuri. For him, it was like, that was
Yeah,
like a
the
sealed deal.
milestone.
He's like, now you're going to succeed in life. I'm like, what does that mean? That meeting Madhuri and you're going to succeed in life. Because I think we all look at television and
Yeah.
films
And film stars.
film stars in a certain way. And it was an amazing platform, and I have to thank Chef Sanjeev that he never discouraged me as a 24-year-old boy, saying that, oh no, you're too young, you're not so experienced.
Yeah.
So he always said, train more, learn more, read more, but never challenged the fact that I started young in this industry. And I think that really helped me.
And that you travel a lot, I've seen
I travel
pictures
a
of
lot.
you traveling everywhere. And is that, do you sort of always had a love for travel, or is it because you want to explore food in different regions of the world that you make
I'll
it
tell you a
happen?
funny story. So when I was in college, I had never traveled abroad.
Oh, okay.
So I felt like I was one of those kids in the class who didn't get to travel. Like, all my friends were very well traveled. They had experiences to share of foods that they've tried in different cities. And I kind of felt really like malnourished in my travel goals.
Yeah.
And I started realizing that, because I come from a middle class family and travel is not the first thing that's on agenda.
Yeah.
There's many other things that come before travel.
Travel, yes.
I was not a traveler and I hadn't had the opportunity to travel. In fact, funnily, I went to a Jyotish. This is random fact.
Okay, then.
My cousin took me to a Jyotish he saw my hand and he saw my birth certificate, and
Okay.
then he evaluated and told me that your first travel is going to be in 2011, and from there on you will travel
Okay.
so much that you will get tired of it. And it was so weird.
Yeah.
And this is 2008
Oh, okay.
when I was in college.
Yeah.
And 2011 is what he had predicted that I will start traveling from. 2011, I won this reality show,
Yeah.
Maha
And you met
Challenge.
Madhuri.
I met Madhuri and my life changed.
Yeah.
Because the winner of the show was going to get his own show on the channel and on food. And they ended up giving me a food and travel show, which was for me to travel 100 days of India and
is
go to 60 cities
incredible.
and explore their culture, cuisine, all by road. And I think that Jyotish was right.
I'm going to go find this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. I'm going to go find
So
him.
I think I tasted blood, to say so, in 2011 when I did this show Roti Rasta or India. And that is where this hashtag Sadak Chef comes out of. That I learned what a lot of chefs in hotels have not learned their entire life.
Lives.
That is because nobody gave them this golden opportunity of actually traveling to interiors of this country and to see what kind of food people cook with, what kind of ingredients they use, how vegetation changes with city. And for me, I realized that this is a gold mine that we are sitting on, and we have not
Explored
done
it so
and
much,
explored enough. And since then, I think I've become a traveler. So a lot of people ask me, if you were to choose between food and travel, I say travel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I feel that travel is the greatest teacher, not only professionally for me, but personally.
Okay.
Like my journey as a person and as a chef or as a talent is all courtesy
The travel.
the people I have met
Okay.
while traveling and what I have seen when I travel.
And you know, like you said, you've traveled to so many places, and it's on your social media also. How important do you think social media is today when it comes to the world of food?
It is extremely important for me. My number one priority right now is to make sure that I'm socially relevant through social media. And as a brand or as a chef, I've realized that the world now works on collaborations and associations, and it's no more about me.
Yeah.
It has become about us. And that is because of the digital revolution that we are all experiencing. And food is meant to be shared.
Yeah.
And what better than social media to kind of share your thoughts, share your journey. And for me, I think it's the most important platform as a talent for you to showcase your thoughts without any filter.
Yeah.
You know.
So, if you weren't a chef, I'm guessing I know the answer to this,
Yeah.
but if you weren't a chef, what would you be?
Actually, I would say traveler, but then
Okay.
if I had to pick up something where I require my skill and expertise, then I would be an actor.
Oh.
So I'm also trained from Barry John's acting studio.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a trained actor.
Okay.
And when I was there for my course, in fact, Barry said that you're in the wrong industry. You shouldn't be a chef. You should be an actor. And it was amazing to hear it from
Yeah.
him, because he was like, "You're the first chef in my class," and it's kind of weird. We've never had a chef training to be an actor, but I think I have this knack for expressing. I've been a stage actor. I was a stage actor until I reached college. In my years at school, and I kind of miss that sometimes. So maybe I'll get back to it someday.
That will be incredible. I mean, I think it all goes back to what your dad said. You've met Madhuri.
Yeah.
Life ban gayi hai. I
Yeah,
think it's your dad's doing.
It could be one of those things. Yeah.
So collaborations is the thing now.
Correct.
What are you coming up with next? Is there anything in the pipeline?
I am working on Sarak Chef as a full-blown show.
Nice.
Which is about me collaborating with Sarak chefs. Where I will be meeting chefs, whether it's chefs, cooks, entrepreneurs who have held their fort, have promoted Indian food or a dish which we don't know about.
Thank you so much, Saransh.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Absolute. This has been so much fun.
Absolute pleasure and a lot of fun.
I got to know so much about you and food, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here.
Priyanka. Do I get a bottle of ketchup now?
Yes, of course, with samosas.
Yes. अगली बार समोसे के साथ चटनी नहीं, ketchup. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to Social Ketchup.